A strong priest, wearing monk's robes and holding a wooden fish, easily chased away troublemakers at the temple. The abbot, watching from a distance, coughed to signal the priest to stop fighting. When the priest heard this, he put down the wooden fish. But the troublemakers then ordered their men to ambush the priest. Surprisingly, the priest defeated them all. The leader of the troublemakers begged for mercy, but the priest looked up at the sky, seeing it as a sign from Buddha and God. He then used a series of punches to knock down the leader. This skilled priest was Kim Hyal. The situation escalated to the police station, where the troublemakers claimed that the priest had attacked them without cause. Kim Hyal threw a bowl of bone soup at the leader and had the abbot remove a memory card from the leader's glasses, which showed the troublemakers' actions at the temple. It was revealed that the troublemakers were working for a politician, trying to force the abbot to sell the temple land. With this video evidence, the troublemakers were arrested. The abbot thanked Kim Hyal for his help, and the priest smiled humbly, believing in punishing evil no matter the religion. Later, in the church, altar boy Lee Sang-yan and Kim Hyal were enjoying spicy rice cakes. Lee Sang-yan promised to become a just and powerful priest like Kim Hyal. That day, the church held a memorial mass for a deceased priest, which Lee Sang-yan attended. During the mass, Kim Hyal noticed a red mark on Lee Sang-yan's neck and his poor health. Kim Hyal spoke about justice, saying that everyone should be punished equally for their crimes. Suddenly, Lee Sang-yan collapsed and was diagnosed with brain damage and a very small chance of recovering. Seeing Lee Sang-yan unconscious in the hospital, Kim Hyal remembered their years together at the church, where they had become like brothers. Overcome with emotion, Kim Hyal cried. Kim Hyal's close friend, Good Young, discovered that Lee Sang-yan's condition was caused by drug poisoning. Good Young, who worked as a serious crime unit leader during the day and a vigilante at night, couldn't believe that Lee Sang-yan, who seemed innocent, would use drugs. To find the truth, Good Young took Kim Hyal to the police drug inspection division. They checked Lee Sang-yan's social media for clues but found nothing related to drugs. Just then, a team from the prosecutor's office arrived, saying they would take over the case. Good Young was confused, as the prosecutor's office usually only handles big drug cases. Kim Hyal also felt something was wrong, since local authorities normally handle drug checks. Kim Hyal suspected the prosecutor's office was hiding something. The next morning, when he checked the news, he saw that reports related to Lee Sang-yan had been deleted, confirming his suspicions. Kim Hyal then visited the middle school that Lee Sang-yan attended and found that some students were spreading rumors about him. Angered by this, Kim Hyal cleaned off cruel graffiti from Lee Sang-yan's desk, hoping to encourage other students to trust him more. As he was leaving, a boy who believed in Lee Sang-yan stopped him. The boy told Kim Hyal that Lee Sang-yan had called him the day before the incident, saying his phone had been stolen and mentioning a name repeatedly. Kim Hyal thanked the boy for this information. Meanwhile, Good Young discovered a clue. He had asked a delivery man named Song Sak, who was from Thailand and worked for a Korean Chinese restaurant, to take photos of any suspicious activities during his deliveries. Sak and other delivery men gathered many photos of drug transactions in order to identify who might have given drugs to Lee Sang-yan. Kim Hyal's Justice League allies also staked out the locations shown in the photos. One of them spotted a middle school student hiding drugs in a corner. That night, the student returned to his base, happily sharing money with his accomplices. Kim Hyal arrived and shouted the name that Lee Sang-yan had mentioned. A boy from the drug group stepped forward. Kim Hyal noticed the headphones he had given to Lee Sang-yan around the boy's neck and realized the boy was responsible for Lee Sang-yan's condition. Kim Hyal started his revenge, easily defeating the gang. The boy, facing a strong opponent, confessed the truth. He had been selling drugs and was seen by Lee Sang-yan, who took photos and ran away. The boy found Lee Sang-yan's name on a test paper he had dropped at school. To stop Lee Sang-yan from exposing him, the boy destroyed his phone and forced him to take a drug. Kim Hyal demanded to know the name of the drug supplier, but the boy refused, thinking the priest would not go too far since priests are not supposed to kill. Kim Hyal, signaling to Good Young, then hit his own head with a brick to scare the boy into talking. The boy finally revealed the name of the drug supplier. That night, Kim Hyal and Good Young went to the supplier's hideout, easily defeated the supplier's men, and captured the boss. Later, while eating popcorn, they interrogated the supplier and got a username connected to drug transactions on the dark web. This was the only useful information the supplier had. Kim Hyal and his team left and called the police. The prosecutor's office's drug team arrived at the scene, finding the drug dealers tied up and all the drugs neatly arranged. Reporters were taking photos of everything. Late that night, Kim Hyal went to the hospital to check on Lee Sang-yan, who was still unconscious. He prayed for the boy to survive. Feeling deeply sad, Kim Hyal returned to the church and paid his respects to an old priest. He asked his allies what the old priest would do in this situation. His allies stood up together, knowing that when Kim Hyal asked this, he was planning something dangerous. Despite their warnings, Kim Hyal asked if the username linked to Busan meant the person was in Busan. Before they could stop him, Kim Hyal quietly slipped out of the door and headed to Busan to eliminate the source of evil. Father Kim Hyal arrived in Busan alone, planning to find and destroy the drug dealer's hideout. He was greeted by Kod Doang, a former mafia member who now runs a restaurant. Kod Doang is a supporter of Kim Hyal's Justice League. While having a meal with Kim Hyal, Good Young called Kodok Zhang to check on Kim Hyal's whereabouts before coming to Busan. Kim Hyal had left a note for Good Young and the others, warning that the mission was very dangerous and he didn't want them involved. Good Young was worried and knew Kim Hyal would go to Kodok Zhang first in Busan. However, Kim Hyal had already told Kodok Zhang, who lied to Good Young, saying they had fallen out. Kim Hyal asked Kodok Zhang to help gather information about the username, Red Striped Stickleback, that he got from the student drug dealer. Unfortunately, too many people were using this name, making it hard to find the right person. Kim Hyal told Kodok Zhang to focus the search on the drug dealing world. Kim Hyal also went to a theological seminary in Busan. The seminary had invited him to be an instructor, an offer he had initially declined but accepted now in order to use the seminary as a base to find the drug dealer. On his first day as an instructor, Kim Hyal stood out by not only teaching faith and principles but also passionately encouraging the junior priests to fight against evil. He even uploaded a video of himself practicing taekwondo and asked the students to train with him. However, Kim Hyal was secretly suffering from a disease that could cause severe pain and even lead to paralysis. Despite this, he decided to hide his condition, wanting to do as much good as possible while he still could. Kim Hyal had become a Bellator 4 years ago, a secret warrior chosen by the Pope to fight for justice in the darkness. His supporters, like Good Young, are called County Macy. That evening, the seminary principal called Kim Hyal and told him to go to the police station to pick up a student named Choi Doyu. Choi Doyu, the class assistant priest, had gotten into trouble for fighting with thugs. Kim Hyal acted tearfully and apologized to the police, blaming his own poor teaching and asking for leniency. Choi Doyu had been pretending to be a priest, but Kim Hyal exposed the truth with just one comment. Since he wasn't really a priest, the police decided to keep him for questioning. However, a cardinal called, and Choi Doyu was released. After leaving the station, Kim Hyal warned Choi not to cause any more trouble. Choi explained that he had fought a thug who was bullying a disabled person and couldn't just stand by. Kim Hyal lectured him but secretly admired his righteous actions. Because of his mischief, the principal had banned Choi from volunteering with the elderly like the other students. Kim Hyal decided to include Choi in his own volunteer activities and gave him his phone number. In the following days, Kim Hyal continued his unique teaching style by playing rhythmic music and encouraging the students to move to the beat, which annoyed the principal. One day, Kodok Zhang told Kim Hyal that they had found a thug connected to Red Striped Stickleback, a known drug dealer. That evening, Kim Hyal went to the food street and asked Kodok Zhang to buy extra ice. He confronted the thug's hideout, declaring his mission to eliminate evil. Kim Hyal easily defeated the doorman and stopped the thug from harassing a waitress. He kicked the thug away and said that while the thug wasn't a heretic, he needed an exorcism. Kim threw the thug into a bathtub full of ice and forced him to agree to his terms. After showing the thug a photo of him with Red Striped Stickleback, Kim Hyal had him call the drug dealer to set up a drug buy. The thug made the call. Kim Hyal learned where Red Striped Stickleback was hiding. He met up with Kodok Zhang, who was nervously carrying 2 bags of leftover ice, unaware of what was going on. Suddenly, Good Young appeared, and Kim Hyal accidentally hit him with a bag of ice. Good Young had traveled to Busan to help Kim Hyal and had already figured out that Kodok Zhang was lying. Good Young had faked having a panic disorder to take time off, even wearing panda makeup to look convincing, and then hid in a closet with food. Kodok Zhang, aware that Good Young and Kim Hyal might argue, put on noise-cancelling headphones to avoid the situation. Kim Hyal couldn't convince Good Young to return to Seoul, so the three of them went to a warehouse where Red Striped Stickleback was hiding. Before entering, Kim Hyal took off his Roman collar and squeezed through the rusty warehouse door. He announced he was there to talk to Red Striped Stickleback. The thugs attacked, but Good Young jumped in, knocking out the first one with his head. Kim Hyal stepped in and fought the rest of the thugs, using nunchucks to easily defeat them. Meanwhile, Red Striped Stickleback tried to escape, but Kim Hyal kicked a soccer ball and hit him in the back of the head. Red Striped Stickleback, out of breath, warned them that his boss was very powerful. Just as Kim Hyal and Good Young were about to threaten him, a female officer from the Busan drug investigation team appeared. She knocked out Red Striped Stickleback with her gun and ordered Kim Hyal and Good Young to raise their hands. To find out what happens next, don't forget to subscribe to our channel.